Welcome to PVT Express News. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. And now, here's today's content. On a film set, everything moves fast. Lights are adjusted, scripts are revised, emotions are summoned and dismissed within seconds. People pass each other in a blur, brief greetings, quick glances, then back to work. In a place like this, most encounters are fleeting, almost forgettable. But for Soo Kai, there was one moment that didn't pass. It stayed. Not because of a scene. Not because of the camera. But because of something quieter. He first noticed Tansongyun off camera. She was standing near the entrance, greeting the crew one by one, smiling, nodding, acknowledging every person as if their presence mattered. There was nothing exaggerated about her expression. No performance, no effort to stand out. Just a simple, genuine warmth, soft and steady, like sunlight in early spring. Soo Kai didn't approach her. He didn't say anything. He simply looked for a moment, then lowered his head and continued preparing for his scene. But something had already begun. It wasn't dramatic. No sudden realization. No overwhelming emotion. Just a quiet shift, like a small light turning on somewhere deep inside. Filming is rarely easy. The long hours, the repeated takes, the constant emotional pressure, it wears people down. Even the most experienced actors feel it. But Tansongyun was different. Somehow, she softened the atmosphere without trying. While others sat silently between takes, she would casually tell a joke, sometimes silly, sometimes completely nonsensical, but always enough to make someone smile. When the crew looked exhausted, she would hand someone a cup of warm water without a word. And when the mood dropped, she had a way of lifting it with just a simple, gentle sentence. She didn't force positivity. She created space for it. And for Soo Kai, who had long grown used to carrying pressure alone, that kind of presence felt rare. Valuable. He didn't express it, of course. He rarely did. But he began to notice something. Whenever she was around, the weight didn't feel as heavy. Soo Kai had always been someone who kept things to himself. Stress, doubt, exhaustion, he buried them quietly, letting silence speak in his place. To most people, he seemed composed, even distant. But that calm exterior often hid a storm no one could see. Except her. Tansongyun never asked too many questions. She never pushed. But somehow, she noticed. One day, during a break, Soo Kai sat alone in a corner, saying nothing. To others, it looked like simple fatigue. But she walked over anyway. "Are you under a lot of pressure?" she asked softly. He froze. Not because of the question, but because she saw it. That feeling of being understood without explanation hit deeper than any words of comfort ever could. He didn't say much. Just nodded. But from that moment on, something changed. He started paying attention to her, not just her actions, but the details others overlooked. Tansongyun never tried to be noticed. She didn't make a show of her kindness. She would crouch down to help a crew member fix a loose strap. She would hand her scarf to an assistant on a cold night shoot. She would quietly take care of small things that no one else even realized needed attention. These weren't grand gestures. Most people didn't even remember them. But Soo Kai did. He remembered every single one. There were also moments when he struggled. Lines wouldn't come out right. Emotions didn't land. Scenes had to be repeated again and again. It was frustrating, draining. But she never showed impatience. "It's okay," she would say gently. "Let's try again." No judgment. No pressure. Just quiet reassurance. And for the first time in a long while, Sukai felt something unfamiliar on set. Ease. Then came a moment he would never forget. It was during a break, no cameras, no scripts. Just a group of people relaxing between scenes. Someone suggested singing. The atmosphere was light, casual. Tansongyun didn't refuse. She picked up the microphone and began to sing. Her voice wasn't powerful or showy. It didn't demand attention. It didn't need to. It was soft, gentle, steady, like a breeze that slowly settles into your chest. For Sukai, everything else faded away. The noise, the movement, the pressure, it all disappeared. And for the first time, something inside him opened. All the emotions he had kept locked away seemed to find a quiet release in that moment. It wasn't overwhelming. It was warm. And it stayed. That was when he realized. This feeling was no longer just admiration. He was falling for her. But for Sukai, liking someone was never about possession. It was about change. Slowly, almost without realizing it, he began to shift. He paid more attention to how he spoke. He softened his tone. He started to engage more with the people around him. He wasn't just focused on his performance anymore, he began to care about the environment, about others, about the small connections that made everything feel lighter. Sometimes, he even caught himself mirroring her habits. Not intentionally. Just naturally. Because she had become, in a way, a reflection of what he wanted to be. And then, he began to see her more clearly. Her smile, so bright and effortless on camera, wasn't always as light as it seemed. There were moments, brief, almost invisible, when she fell quiet. Moments when something weighed on her. She never let it linger. Never let it show too much. But Sukai noticed. And that was when something new took root inside him. A quiet instinct. To protect. Not in a loud, obvious way. Not through grand declarations. But in small, careful actions. He paid attention to how she was perceived, especially when misunderstandings arose. He adjusted his own pace to match her exhaustion during long shoots. He gave her space when she needed it and showed up at just the right moment when she didn't. He never crossed a line. But he was always there. Because true care doesn't announce itself. It exists quietly. Steadily. Like him. Sukai still wasn't someone who spoke his feelings easily. But his silence had changed. It was no longer empty. It was filled with everything he chose not to say. People often look for reasons when they fall for someone. Appearance. Personality. Timing. But for Sukai, it wasn't just one thing. It was everything. 1,000 small moments, slowly gathering, until they became something undeniable. Her laughter. Her patience. The way she treated the world with softness, even when it wasn't kind in return. All of it found its way into his life. And before he realized it, he had grown used to her presence. Dependent on it, even. Because around her, he didn't have to pretend. He didn't have to be perfect. He could be tired. He could be uncertain. He could be vulnerable. And none of it needed to be hidden. That kind of acceptance is rare. And when you find it, you don't question it. You hold on to it. His feelings were never loud. They didn't burn intensely or demand attention. Instead, they flowed quietly, steady, deep, unwavering. Like a river that seems calm on the surface, but runs endlessly beneath. And maybe that's what makes it so moving. When someone enters your life and makes you feel like you can finally just be, then it's no longer just liking. It's belonging. And once you feel that, nothing else quite compares. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into emotional stories like this. What do you think? Are quiet feelings like this even more powerful than dramatic love? See you in the next video. Please join the discussion. Feel free to leave comments. Welcome to my channel. Thank you all.